Anthony is a daring ant who loves to do cool stunts in his race car. For the opening of a national race, the committee wants Anthony to talk about the history of cars to the audience. But there is a problem. Anthony just knows how to race a car and has no clue about how or when cars were invented. So he decides to call his scientist friend, Einstein, to see if he can learn more. Einstein was in his lab working on his latest invention, an engine that runs on water, when Anthony called. He was happy to help Anthony learn as much as he could about cars and engines. The first drawing of a motor vehicle was made by Leonardo da Vinci in the 1500s. It was big and made of lots of gears. In 1769, the first motor vehicle was a military tractor that used a steam engine. Its speed was 2 miles per hour, which is slower than a cockroach. The vehicle had to stop every 15 minutes to get more steam power. Even though this military tractor was super slow and took a lot of work to run, it still helped the military carry heavy supplies. Around 1839, the first electric carriage was invented. The vehicles were heavy, slow, expensive, and needed to stop for recharging frequently. These carriages were purchased and used more for fun as a toy or leisure item. They weren't used much for regular transportation. In 1876, Nicolas Auguste Otto invented a gas motor engine and used it to build the first motorcycle. By the early 1900s, everybody wanted a gasoline car, but they were very expensive because each car was made by hand. The first gasoline cars did not look much like the cars do today. They didn't have steering wheels or windshields. They only had 3 wheels total, and some didn't even have brakes. Henry Ford formed the Ford Motor Company in 1903. He introduced the Model T in 1908, and it was a success. Ford became the world's biggest car manufacturer. Even though it was not the first gasoline car, Henry Ford's company was a success because he invented and used the assembly line, which was like a giant conveyor belt used to put the cars together piece by piece. Hundreds of Model Ts could be made in just one day. In fact, over 15 million Ford Model Ts were manufactured. Some even still run perfectly today. From 1996 to 2002, General Motors created the first fully electric car called the EV1. It was fast, quiet, and energy efficient, but GM decided to stop making those cars and crushed all the existing ones. Today, the outside of cars have become more sophisticated, and the inside has been enhanced with technology, but most of them continue to use a gasoline engine. Cars can go fast. The speed at which they go depends on many things. 2 of them are distance and time. As long as you know how far it goes and how long it took to get there, you can calculate the speed. The equation is speed equals distance divided by time. So if a car goes 30 miles and it takes 1 hour to get that far, the car is traveling at a speed of 30 miles per hour. Now that Anthony knows all about the history of cars, he is ready to talk at the opening of the national race. He may even take Einstein on a road trip. Look for the experiment on our website at www.BRAINopolis.org. And remember, the more you play, the more you learn.